Hello again, YouTube. Quiet Librarian. And today I'm going to be doing a video game instead of a book. So this is my copy of The Elder Scrolls IV Oblivion Collector's Edition. If you're not familiar with Oblivion, it is a first-person action-adventure RPG, open world, and it is a fantasy RPG, as you can kind of tell if you're not familiar with the Elder Scrolls. So, a cool thing to note about this particular edition of Oblivion, when Oblivion was first announced, it was rated T for teen, as you can see. However, by the time it released, it had been upgraded to M for mature. However, the collector's edition was already produced and shipped with T for teen. So, that is why you'll notice when you have Oblivion on, say for example, the digital copy of Oblivion, or you have another Xbox 360 or PlayStation or whatever, a regular edition of Oblivion, it will say rated M for mature. So, this particular version of Oblivion has a few little knickknacks in it that make it the perfect edition for anyone who wants to collect special editions of a video game. So, we have this sleeve. It's going to slide right off. Put this right here. And here is the interior cover. We have the Daedric symbol for O in the alphabet, which is also the symbol for Oblivion, and is associated with the Daedric Lord Mehrunes Dagon in the universe of the Elder Scrolls. And then here you can see I don't know if this is meant to be our character or a hero or a knight in general. And this is an Oblivion gate leading to Oblivion, which is basically hell in the universe of the Elder Scrolls, at least in Oblivion. So let's go ahead and open this up. Got some more artwork in here. Got a Dremora, which is basically a demon. If you're not familiar with Elder Scrolls, then or I guess I should say, if you are familiar with the Elder Scrolls, then it might seem a little much for me to go into detail about what these characters are and the symbols and everything, but just in case you aren't familiar, I'm just going to go over a couple things, because you never know. So yeah, so this is a Dremora, or someone wearing Daedric armor, which is basically armor or beings from Oblivion, which is the alternate, I guess, dimension, or it's basically another dimension in the Elder Scrolls where all of the demon type entities exist. Okay, so on the inside we have a few things to look at. So first things first is the Elder Scrolls IV Oblivion bonus DVD that includes the making of Oblivion. It has a few little extras also, but the making of Oblivion is one of my favorite video game documentaries. It's just really interesting to see, the early days of Bethesda and them putting together Oblivion for the E3 presentation back then. And here we have the game booklet, And this comes with this nice little septum coin, which, if you're not familiar with, is the currency in the world of the Elder Scrolls. So take a look at that real quick. The Empire is law. The law is sacred. This is a profile shot of Tiber Septim, which is considered to be the founder of the Septim Empire within the universe of the Elder Scrolls. He's a very important character. And he has the symbol of a dragon. Praise be Akatosh, one of the gods in the Elder Scrolls world, and all the divine. So yeah. Another name for Tiber Septim is Talos, and if you've played Skyrim, you're probably very familiar with that name. So put this back in here. Okay. It's a little aggravating trying to do this with one hand, but I do not have a telescopic stand or whatever for my... Anyway, here we have the pocket guide to the Empire. This is a cool little in-game book that you can find in the game, but it's just neat that you get this little physical version, and it's pretty basic design. You have a little imprint of the Imperial insignia. And we open this up, and some stuff from 2006, as you can see. Official game guide, and you can see that ancient flip phone. Yeah. So I believe this was a mobile game that you could get, which is nothing like the game itself. But it's still pretty cool to see that even back then, Bethesda was still experimenting with mobile games. If you're not familiar, Bethesda had made, or at least helped make, mobile variants of some of their titles or franchises, such as Fallout with Fallout Shelter. The Elder Scrolls, they've made numerous, let me take this out, numerous ones, such as the Elder Scrolls Castles, and the Elder Scrolls Blades. So I don't want to damage this at all, but Pocket Guide to the Empire. If I remember correctly, this is actually pretty accurate to the in-game variant. So this is the map of Tamriel. This is pretty cool. I don't think I've actually read this, but I might sit down and read this. I think this is a lot longer than the one in-game, now that I think about it, because this one's actually pretty... There's a lot of stuff in this. There's maps and... yeah, this is definitely... oh, here we go. Oh, this would be really interesting to read the lore on Skyrim during the development of Oblivion, to see how different it was. So, and just that little bit of reading has kind of warped the cover. That's okay. Can't stay perfect forever. But let me put this back in here. again, I apologize for the camera work. But not much I can do at the moment. Okay, I was kind of having some issues with the crease inside. It wouldn't go in. Okay, and that was my... Oh. How about you stay in there, please? All right. Here. Okay, I had to do that off camera because I needed 2 hands because I did not want to damage the paper for the housing of the game. But yeah, so I have quite a few games, and particularly I have the Elder Scrolls Anthology, and then I also have a copy of Morrowind, the Game of the Year edition for the original Xbox, that I was going to include in this video, but I figured I'd make separate videos for those. But yeah, so this has been a little bit different, a video game instead of a book. Still a piece of art in one of my collections, so I wanted to cover it. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. And yeah, The Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion Collector's Edition. And I'm pretty sure you can I'm pretty sure you can still pick up one of these in pretty decent condition on eBay or Amazon or even at your local game shop. I actually got this one at a local game shop, and it was in better condition than the one that I had previously. The one I had previously was missing the coin, but this one had it. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Catch you later.